Uh-huh.
Oh.
You're live.
Could they just hear me saying that?
Shh, we're live.
Oh, sorry.
Hello, you guys. I was saying, okay, do I like hit go live or do we wait till it's time to go live? Oh, wait.
It's still 1 minute and 40 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
There's 105 people in stream. Are we on? I don't know. It says live.
Comment if we're on.
Yeah,
Oh,
leave
there
us
we
a
go.
comment if we're on.
Yeah.
Oh my. Oh, I can hear my own voice. That's
We are
weird.
so techno savvy. Listen, don't ever hire us to do anything for you in the technical field, but when it comes to interior design, we are your girl and your guy. Hey guys, hi, thank you for joining me today. This is my very first YouTube live where I do questions and answers. You know, my whole career on YouTube of 13 years has been making videos and having them personally and professionally uploaded or edited and then uploaded with music and all that. Now it's just me, and I am under the gun and I'm excited because I want to answer your questions. I know so many of you are here already. Let's see, it tells me there's 475 people already. Good Lord, where did you all come from? But thank you. I'm so glad you're here. You guys, I'm Rebecca Robeson. I own a part owner of Kinwoven and owner of Robeson Design. And I've been on YouTube for 13 years. And it's all about you guys and helping you make your homes beautiful. Today, I have two people helping me. One of them is Peter. Some of you know Peter. He's been very active on my Instagram. He's always been active on YouTube. He's a very long time follower. He helped me with my sale video. If you saw that video, not the video, but the sale, you saw the video last week, you saw him. And then Kat, she's my neighbor's daughter, and she was also helping. So I want you to say hello to these guys. Here's Peter.
Hi.
Whoops. And there's Kat. Okay, that's how we use our really, really high-tech camera equipment here. It's just a MacBook Pro, and I'm turning it around. Anyway, hello, and let's get started. Oh, wait, before we do, I want to know where you're from. Give us, type in your questions and stuff. Where are you from, and what time is it where you live right now? Peter, you said before we went live, you could already see people from.
We have people from Wisconsin and Europe, a few people from Australia and Dubai. And Sweden.
Wow.
And Puerto Rico.
Wow, and you guys,
All
this
over
must
the
not
world.
be the best time of the day for you to be logging on to something live. I'm really appreciative. I think that means maybe you have a question you want to answer, you want me to answer. And so I think we should just get started. We're going to go from Kat, who's handling all the questions. Yesterday, I announced on Instagram that I was going to be doing this live today. And if you had questions, let us know. And we got almost 1,000 people contacted Peter with questions. So we're going to get to as many as we can. And then Peter is going to give me the questions that are in the pane that you are currently writing down right now. So we're going to get to it. We're going to go rapid fire. I'll answer them as quickly as I can. So in order to do that, let's get started. Kat, what is your first question?
Well, my home was built in the 70s and my family room has dark wood paneling. Can I update the look by keeping the paneling or should I replace it? And that is from Monique.
All right, Monique, if you're going to keep the paneling you have, it's not going to necessarily update your look unless you paint the paneling. I personally love painted paneling. And if what you're talking about is that 70s paneling that was vertically installed as opposed to what we have now, which is the horizontal, keep it, paint it, and guess what? The trends are now heading us in the direction of vertical paneling is super popular. So girl, you waited a number of decades to get that room to come back around, and congratulations. Paint it, it'll look great. And if I were you, I don't know what else is going on in your room, but paint it a Benjamin Moore color if you need it to be a white. I love Simply White by Benjamin Moore. And there's also some really nice neutral gray tones or warm gray tones that you can use too, depending on everything else that's going on in your room. But yes, you can update it. What do you got, Peter?
Should I use a built-in for a TV or a console table? From Teresa.
Well, Teresa, a built-in is going to cost you a lot more money because it would have to be custom than a console table. I don't know what the rest of your room looks like, but typically I love built-ins, not just for a television, but all the things you can put in them. You can see a built-in behind me right here. This is my retreat in my new bedroom here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I love built-ins. So I'm sort of partial that direction. But let's say that your furniture is mid-century. And if it is, then maybe a console table would be a better bet for you. It's going to be dependent on your design taste and your style. All right, Kat?
What do you do or how do you cope when you hit a dull or less creative moment? How do you get re-inspired in design after a moment like that? From Jordan.
Jordan, I think I personally stay inspired. I don't know why. I think it's a God-given gift or something, because the juices of creativity just continue to flow out of me, and without me even thinking about it. But if I were you and I needed some new inspiration, guess where I would go? To YouTube and watch some of Shara's videos and watch some of my videos, because we've got so many different kinds of houses, different budgets, different styles, different colors. You can get inspired by just seeing what else is out there and picking up information. And of course, the design sessions is an amazing place to get inspired. All right, what you got?
Are you going to be renovating your whole house? I really hope so. From Amani.
Well, hi, Amani. As far as renovating my whole house, it's always based on time and money. And I've got some time and I've got some money, but I probably don't have enough to renovate the entire house. So this is a great time to tell you that I have a whole series of videos coming out about how I used my existing furniture from my house in California, brought it here, and found that a lot of it didn't fit. So I have decorated my house currently using what I have, kind of forcing me to use things not just from my old home, but from my old office, which was very highly stylized, and it's been really fun. But in addition to that, I have some renovation projects. One is my living room, what I'm going to call my music room, and my sunroom. Those are currently under renovation now. And then next year, I plan to do 4 bathrooms and a kitchen. So pretty much almost everything. All right. I hope you stay tuned, because we're going to have videos on every single one of these things. Kat.
What are the keys to timeless design? It's so hard to know what to look for when retail stores cater so heavily to the popular decor trends. From Olivia.
So you're asking, Olivia, about classic design, right? That's what she's saying, right, Kat?
Yeah, timeless design.
Timeless design, okay. I'm not sure there actually is really anything that's completely timeless. I mean, I know that I've been in a bazillion homes over the years, and anyone who decorated their home 18 years ago is likely going to look outdated at this point, just because that's what we're dealing with. Now, as far as stores and everyone offering all this trendy stuff, I'd stay away from that if I were you, because that is not timeless. It's what you call, it's got a what is it? It's got a timestamp on it. I mean, it will go out of style quickly. So here's what I do. I try to furnish my homes, not only my home, but the homes I do for my clients, in classic pieces of furniture that don't have arms that are over the top or legs that are heavily carved. I try to keep the style very clean and neat. And then I pick upholstery colors that are light in color. There are ways to keep those clean, so don't worry about that. But for me personally, I've got all white furniture, and I do have ways of keeping that clean, but it allows me to change my style over the years, over time, because the pieces that I've started with are very classic and neutral. So if you want to bring in the trendy things, do it in your art and your accessories, maybe an inexpensive rug. But timelessness is a real tough thing to do, no matter what. It really is, because everything changes.
Do you have any tips for decorating a very long wall? From Brenda.
A very long wall. Well, that's very vague. So yeah, I've got all kinds of tips. But all kinds of stuff all the way down that long wall. Now, it depends. I mean, is it just a long wall in a hallway? It's a hallway? Oh, okay. I didn't hear that. All right. So in a hallway, if you have a long hallway, here's what don't do. Don't put a family photo gallery down a long hallway, unless your hallway is enormously wide. If it's super wide, you can do it. But here's what you don't want to do. You don't want to walk down a hallway and go like this. Wow, look at you in that wedding dress. That is not comfortable for anyone. If you can stand far enough away from it and see it, then it works. So I wouldn't do that, and I know a lot of people have, and I would say that would be a way you can update your house, is to maybe find photos, put photos in other places in your house other than your hallway. As far as decorating it, let's say, okay, here goes my mind. If I had a really long hallway, I would put some really cool pendants down the hallway, like every, I don't know, 8 feet. if I don't know how long your hallway is. If it's 20 feet long, you got plenty of space. If it's really tall, pendant lamps are really cool. If it's a narrow hallway, I would do mirror on one side. You can also do mirror down the hall. The thing that you have to remember is the width of your hallway. It definitely tells you how much stuff you can put down it and how comfortable it is to look at. A lot of art down the hallway is not necessarily good. I would light a hallway very well. And here's a tip. If you've got a super long hallway, I would try to bring that hallway forward by, let's say you've got an armoire or a piece of furniture or a bench or something that you want to put at the end, or a nice, beautiful piece of art. I would put something at the end of the hallway to sort of make the hallway feel like it's coming towards you and going out. Does that make sense? Okay. Do not put a mirror at the end of the hallway, because if you do, it's going to look twice as long. Okay.
Are you going to get a dog? From Kim.
You got to stay hydrated. A dog. You know what? I love dogs. Dogs are so great. And they're the one companion that doesn't talk back. They love you unconditionally, but they still have to eat and walk. You know what I'm saying? So I have been going back and forth. I recently have had my fix by taking care of Scout. Scout is my daughter's dog, and she is just a joy. So much fun. But you know, she wants to play ball all the time. And right now there are mosquitoes out there. So I'm not as inclined to want a dog at this time of the year. However, I might change my mind because they're such great companions, aren't they? I love dogs. Thanks for asking.
What are your thoughts on engineered wood flooring?
Engineered hardwood flooring. Yes. I like it. And some of it is great. I pick my wood flooring based on what it looks like and the budget I'm working with. I recently had to redo my own hardwood flooring in my California home because I had a water leak. And I believe what I bought was an engineered wood flooring. Now, if I could afford solid, wood flooring that I could sand down 12 times and still have wood left, I would do that too. But engineered hardwood flooring is really common, and they make some absolutely gorgeous options. So I'm not against it. That's my point.
So, what renovation plans do you have for your home? Decor.
Okay, we already got that. How much time do you have? I got tons of renovation ideas and plans, and I'll tell you what, another plug for the course. Have we even talked about the course yet? Oh my gosh. So I took the course that Shara and I just wrote and has already been filmed and is in the process of editing right now. I took the course myself. And I'm going to tell you, the plans that I came up with for my home are so different than what I thought they were when I first moved in here, because I was intentional and purposeful in thinking through what rooms I wanted to start with and what I wanted to do and how I wanted to use those rooms. So I'm super excited about the course, and I'm excited about my plans. I'm going to give you the same answer, which is basically watch my YouTube videos, because I will be filming all of it. Will be posted here on YouTube.
Do you have any plans for your basement? From Margarita.
Besides blow it up? Such a disappointment. Okay, I have a basement and I'm thankful. Okay, God, I'm thankful and I'm grateful. But my basement is so ugly. I mean, it has the ceiling drops down and it's so funky. It's not like I would love, and my laundry room's down there. I would love to have a spectacular laundry room. Do you know how many amazing laundry rooms I have designed in my lifetime? And I would love to have one, but it's not, I just don't see it as being possible here. So my plans for it are to just live with it. And quite frankly, I'd rather spend my money in the upper floors than down there. What it is right now is a pretty amazing storage unit for my Christmas decorations, of which I have many. I have a Christmas department. Departments, that's the key.
What is the brand of the AC units you used in your new sunroom? From BeWell365.
Well, BeWell365, you must be watching me on Instagram, because I was posting recently that I put these two, they're called mini split systems, which is not something that we have in California. It's all new to me, but they're air conditioning units that go in the ceiling, and they're in my sunroom. It's going to make it so much nicer in there. And it's not only air conditioning, it's heating too. And the company we used was Courier. It's the same company that I have as a furnace, a brand new furnace I got since I moved in. Have you noticed when you buy a new house, it can be kind of a money pit? I've noticed that.
Hello, Rebecca. How do I display unmatching, meaningful items I've collected throughout the years without having them look like crowded junk from a mall?
Oh my, Amal, that is a challenge. How do you display meaningful, unconnected items throughout your house? Gosh. Well, I guess that would take us back to one of the topics we go into in depth and in length in this new course, which is not only discovering your style, but how to mix styles. And it sounds like these things don't go together. It's not like a collection. So I would just try to place them in the right locations where, for example, I have this cute little bird thing. I don't even know where it is. I think it's downstairs. It's a bird thing on a rock. So when you're going to place something like that, let's say in a built-in would be great for you, by the way. You want to put it where the height that it lands at is the height you want to see this thing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's prettier to see an accessory from the top looking down, which means it would go on a lower shelf. Sometimes things are beautiful from almost the underneath side. That wouldn't be me personally. I look better from the top down than the bottom up. Just saying. But if you put it up here, then your view of seeing it is really beautiful. So you have to think about that when you're placing things. I would try to place them throughout the house. But here's what I would say. You don't have to use everything. Just maybe take 30% of what you have and try to group them as best you can according to style and the feel and the look of the room. And then a year from now, it's Christmas and you can open up 30% more. You can go through it and put those other things back. So you can basically have a rotating thing. That's how you can keep from having a really cluttered looking house. Just because you love it doesn't mean you need to look at it all the time. That would be my advice. Oh, and by the way, a built-in, like I mentioned, that would be a perfect place to store things if you do cabinets on the bottom. So you can put them away and then bring them out later.
My question is about the new course. Are there more details regarding the course? Will we be able to discuss our personal projects? And how many people can enroll and what is the cost?
Okay, what's her name?
Annie.
Annie. Those were 4 questions you just snuck in there, Missy. Okay, I'm going to do this really quick. The course is coming out. We believe it'll be completely ready to launch at the end of August, which is 1 month from now. We are in the process of editing the last of the videos that are part of the course. It is a huge initiative. We have a workbook that goes with it. It's like 125 pages, beautifully colored pages with all the information and the resources and drawings of what to do and not to do. I mean, it is exhaustive and complete. So there's that. As far as how many people we're going to take, it is going to be limited because one of the things that we want to do is we want to have an aspect where you can choose to purchase, in addition to the course, one-on-one time with one of our Kinwoven design assistants or team members. That's someone who is completely trained in all of the principles that we teach in the design sessions and Shara and I teach in our videos, and I've been teaching for years and implementing in my projects. These people know our style, so you can purchase time for one-on-one question and answer, and I think those are going to be sold in 30-minute blocks. So that's an option. So yes, that answers part of it. The other one is when and the cost we don't know yet. We've been going back and forth on it. I can tell you if I was the one making the decision, the cost would be here because I have filled that thing and Shara has filled that thing with all of our intellectual property. And for me, 30 years of interior design experience, you're getting this. They want to price it at this. And the truth of the matter is it's probably going to be priced more like this because we're just like that. And we want as many people to have it as possible. But there will be a limited amount of people who can sign up and be accepted into the course to begin with because of our limited amount of team members who can service you and get you what you guys want. So I know that we've had tens of thousands of people who have already contacted us and are interested. Now we have a website. It's called lifechanginghomedesign.com. How's that? We got our own website. It wasn't even taken. lifechanginghomedesign.com. If you go there, you can sign up to be on our email list. The people who are on our email list are what we call the early responders. What is it? There's a word.
Early bird.
Early bird responder. Well, just early birds. Okay. I like early responders. Makes me think of a medical show, like Grey's Anatomy or something. But anyway, you get on the email list and we will contact you in advance. You will have the highest chance of getting accepted into the course on this first round. Okay. Did I answer all of them?
Yeah.
I think so. Let's go on to the next question.
How would you prioritize tasks for a renovation project? Thank you. Huge fan here. And this is from Faye.
Faye, you know what, you guys, you're going to think this is planted. It is not. But that particular question, I swear, this is not a come and get your questions answered. I'm going to talk just about the course. That is not the intention. But I swear that is a chapter in the course, is how to prioritize and project manage your project. Because the bottom line is this: interior design done well is complicated. And there is an order in which things should go. And if you knew that, on the design sessions, I teach you the tools and I show you how to do it. But no one's taken you step by step through the project until now, and through the process from the inception to actually installing the project and celebrating at the end and taking pictures, the whole thing. I mean, it's all in there. So it's a way more complicated question than I can answer here. I'm sorry, but please go to that website, lifechanginghomedesign.com, and sign up for the email address thing, or get on the email address so that we can get you into that course, because you need it.
Did Rebecca attend design school, or is she just naturally amazing? From Karen.
Well, okay, the truth of the matter is I am not naturally amazing. I am gifted and talented, and I give all the credit for that to God, because it is a God-given gift. I did not go to design school. What I lack in education, I more than make up for in experience. And years, 30 years I've been in this business. So no, I did not go to design school.
We are at the halfway mark.
Okay. So you heard that bell. This is a 40-minute live, so we're going to go. Let's get more questions. Stop asking me questions about the design sessions and about the course, because I want people to get their questions answered. Okay.
How do you decide a design style when everyone in the family has different tastes from Stellar Flower?
Interesting. Okay. Well, when you say everyone in the family, you including your kids? What a nice mother you are. A better mother than I was. So here's how I look at it from a designing your home perspective, and you as parents. I think that the main rooms, the connecting spaces and the most used spaces should be decided on by you and your spouse or your partner. The spaces that are your kids' space, let them have an opinion about that. But if everyone gets to weigh in on your house, you're never going to get to your end goal. But you can learn to successfully combine design styles. So for example, if you've seen the video that we did on the Denver loft, okay? In the Denver loft, the 3 design styles that I went with in that place were industrial. Why? Because the ceilings were concrete. The walls, I actually added the brick, but it had an industrial feel to it, 14-foot ceilings. Then we added the modern. So the furniture had clean lines. The window treatments were linen, which is also a very modern, clean feel. And also the upholstery on the sofa was a very light, I think it was what is that called? All of a sudden I've lost the name of it. Chenille. But it was like a low pile. Anyway, it was very modern looking and clean and white. So that's modern. But then we had glam. When I say glam, what were the touches of glam? The light fixtures were very glamorous, okay? The pillows that I put on the sofa were velvet pillows. So we put in that glamorous part while you still had the industrial part and you had the modern part. That happens to be the theme that I've chosen for my home, what I'm going to do here. But you can see if you do it well and you understand the principles, which I teach in the design sessions and in the course, I'm sorry, but it just keeps coming up. If you can do it well, you can learn to combine the different design styles and everybody's happy. So here's one last piece. Remember the coffee table. It was 4 ottomans placed together to make a coffee table. Think about that one piece of furniture. It had a frame on it that was brushed brass, very modern, but also very glamorous in its finish because it was brushed brass. But the shape of it was see-through, square box metal frames, right? And then the top of it was leather, was tufted leather. The leather is very industrial. So in one piece of furniture, we had glam, we had industrial, and we had modern. That's how you combine those styles well. And I think that you and your husband can come up with that. And leave the kids, let them design their own bedrooms. That's good.
We are thinking about moving to Tulsa from Oklahoma City. What has surprised you about living in Tulsa? From Carol.
Hi, Carol. Well, maybe we'll be neighbors. I don't know how to compare it with Oklahoma City because I've never been there. I would think it's pretty similar, but as far as being different from California, it's extremely different. It is, what are you trying to show me? Tell me something.
Oh, Oklahoma City is just so much more spread out.
Oh, so Kat, she's in Oklahoma and she's going, she's giving me hand signals. It's spread out. I'm like, what are you doing? Okay, so I don't know how to compare those, but I will say that the people in Tulsa are extremely friendly. I also think it's a pretty progressive city. We have a Whole Foods, okay? And we have like a lot of really fun, hip restaurants and places to go. The Gathering Place is amazing. So I think it's a pretty great city, but again, I don't know Oklahoma City. As far as it being different than California, oh yeah, way different. And I like it.
How do you stay so beautiful? And who designs your clothes? From Callie.
Okay, I stay beautiful with plastic surgery. Just saying. And that's a joke, but not really. It's true. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that this last year I had a facelift in January. And so if you follow me on Instagram, you got to see the whole process. I stored it all the time. You got to see everything. It was pretty cool. So you should follow me on Instagram because then you see the real time, everyday stuff that happens. And people on YouTube don't know. They just think that I'm the perpetual fountain of youth, which I'm not. Okay, and then as far as my clothes, the clothes I'm wearing right now, I just started wearing these clothes. They're from Cabby, C-A-B-B-I. I think
C-A-B-I.
C-A-B-I, and it's an online resource. And I found it through my friend in Wisconsin, Sarah, who you're going to get to see her video in a couple of weeks, where I go to her house and see how she designed this amazing dream lake home. You guys are going to love this lady, and these videos are amazing. Okay, what's next? Quick.
What is your preferred supplier for lighting and wall art, specifically metal art?
I don't know a whole lot about metal art because I haven't used much of it. But one of my favorite sources for art, I love to go to galleries and get original paintings, of course. But most of the time I have to buy things that are much more affordable. And one of my favorite sources is called Fine Art America. And on that website, they have hundreds of thousands of different posters, paintings, giclées. I think there's even original art that you can buy there. And you can search by subject, by color, by what you're interested in. And honestly, I have literally spent an 8-hour day going through that website, finding things. When I remember the cranky client I had in Fairbanks Ranch, most of his art was from there. So that's a good place. Well, the other one is my lighting source. My lighting source is Black Whale Lighting, and Kirsten is the owner, and she's also become a great friend, and I buy all my lighting. Even since I've been living here, I'm still buying my lighting from Kirsten. She has a website. Check her out. Okay, what you got?
When will your piano be ready? From Tracy.
Oh, it'll be ready soon. Let's get some questions of helping people. Can we get some questions? Oh, maybe. You guys are so sweet to want to know about me and stuff, but I want to help you. So,
well, Sherry is asking that she is designing a built-in for her living room. What is the best way to light a glass figurine?
Okay, Sherry, you're designing a built-in. I love built-ins. I highly recommend them. Do it. The best way to light a built-in is to have lights in every single shelf. Do not miss a shelf unless it happens to be a cubby where the TV is and you don't need to light that. But light everything else. Now, I like the old school lighting, which is the little miniature can lights that go into the built-in. And if you could see here, I would place that closer to the edge, the light, but you have to have a thick enough shelf, like 2.5 to 3 inch shelf, in order to put those recessed lights in there. Today, we see mostly LED lights that are put in built-ins, and that's a great way to do it. If you do that, you can then light up a glass piece in your shelf, a glass figurine, and it'd be beautiful. Remember to put dimmers on that too.
Do you have any ideas for what to put above a television when there is a large wall space above?
Something to put above a television when there's a large wall space. Who's this from?
Ava.
Ava, I would say most of the time, nothing. I don't know what this is going on. Is this going on a feature wall, a focal point wall? If it's a fireplace or something like that, one thing I would do is take your stone all the way up to the top, or your whatever material is on that wall. Then it won't feel so empty. Sometimes I'll put a big clock above a television. That looks nice, and it is also, functional. But anything other than that, I just think it's too much. So I wouldn't put anything else.
Will Rebecca be doing a full house tour of her new Tulsa home?
Yes.
I have a small house with small rooms, but love moody color schemes. How do I do this without everything looking too dark and small? Anything interesting that I can do besides put mirrors everywhere? From Adriana.
Adriana, you're saying that you like a dark rooms and small. You have a small house with dark rooms. You like dark rooms and you like the small spaces, but you want to know what to do to make it not look so dark and so small. Besides mirrors. I don't know how to answer that, honestly. It's a little complicated, and I'm not sure I fully understand what she's asking. Lighting, a good lighting plan will warm up the colors and make them look good. I do personally, I'm not a fan of every room being a different color. I mean, that is really 2009, and we've come a long way since then. I think there's a lot to be said. If you want your rooms to look bigger, you can have rich color. You know what I would do? Do an accent wall in a room. Not the whole room being a dark color, but do an accent color. Or do a dark painted built-in a lacquer finish. I don't know what your style is, so I'm just kind of shooting from the hip there. But it sounds like you're conflicted. You like what you have, but you don't want it to look like that. Okay, so we're down to the 10-minute mark. That was our next bell. We'll have one in 5 minutes, so let's go. Next.
What is a 2021 decor trend that you think we should incorporate in our home design this year? From Holly.
Thank you, Holly. You know what? I don't do decor trends. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people do. There are videos all over YouTube. You can go watch them. I personally think that your home is something you have for a very long time. And if you're always following the trends, they're going to tell you that white kitchens are out. I'm sorry, I have a white kitchen. That just makes you feel bad. And again, I think that trends are so much about getting you and me, the consumer, to continue to want to buy. Because all of a sudden, we're not in anymore. I think that is a false dream that a lot of us chase, and it just doesn't bring happiness or peace to me. So I really can't tell you what the trends are because I don't follow them myself.
Are room dividers in a bedroom ever a good idea? P.S. My bedroom is huge. From Mo. Well,
Mo. Room dividers in a bedroom, yeah, I think they'd be a good idea. If you had your Uncle John right next to you in the same room, you definitely want a room divider, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can have, it just depends. If I could see your room, I remember being in a cabin once that had a really long room, but I loved how they did the furniture layout. They had furniture like little sitting areas that this sofa would back up to this sofa. And so you'd have a sitting area here and a sitting area here. And you can do that and break up your room, but you got to be really careful about it. I did do a room divider of a sense in a house in Carlsbad. If you leave your comment, hey, by the way, if I don't get to your questions, now what you need to know is I'm not seeing all of these things on the side here because I'm on the moderators or the person's screen. So it's black. So I have no idea how many questions are coming through here. Right now it looks like there's none. But if you don't get your question answered, here's what I want you to do. At the end of the video, once we are done being live, the video will, whatever they call it, it becomes a video and it will be on YouTube and you can watch it anytime. Go into the video on YouTube and write your comment below. And I'll tell you what, After this video is over, I'll go through and I'll pick out 30 different questions and I will answer them right there in the comment section below. So you have a great chance of getting your question answered if you just go below, come back and write it, and like the video and thumbs it up and all that kind of stuff too, so other people see it. But leave your comment down there and I will try and get to it, okay? Now, what was I answering? Oh, there was a question. Oh, I got off track. I'm so ADD. Did you see that chicken?
This one is, I have a pony wall off the upstairs loft that overlooks an open formal dining room. Is it advisable to close up that pony wall or just overall remodel?
Oh my
Will it look like an
gosh.
office building if I cover it up?
Oh my gosh. Without seeing pictures of that, I have no idea. Read that one more time.
I have a pony wall off the upstairs loft that overlooks an open.
Okay, I get it. It's a 2-story, and you go upstairs, and then there's a pony wall that you can look over down to the living room. Okay, I'm following. Then what?
Should I close it up or do a remodel of the room? Or if I think she just wants to know if she should cover it up or will it look really weird?
I don't know. I don't know your lifestyle. I don't know how many people you have living in your house. I don't know how you want to use that space. So the answer is you could do any of the above. It's way too complicated of a question for me to answer here. I am sorry. You can leave the question below if you want to in the description or in the comments area. But again, you should take the course. You'd be perfect for it because we could help you think through the process of what you really want your space to be. How do you want to live in it? How do you want to feel when you walk in? And once you identify all that, then it's easy to answer the rest of the questions, okay?
Do you recommend going to school for interior design? From Juan.
Juan?
Yes.
Hey, Juan. Yes, if you can afford it, if you're young, and if you've got time to go to school for interior design, absolutely. You're going to learn all kinds of really, really smart stuff. And you'll be accredited and, you know, you'll have a degree. Now, I didn't do that because, number one, I was already married. I had 3 children. I was 37 when I started in interior design, and it was not possible for me to go back to school, nor did I have parents that were willing to pay for it. And it's very expensive to go to professional interior design school. So I would say for a lot of people, like myself, it's not necessary if you have a measure of talent. Now, what you do with that talent is what's going to make the difference. If you invest your time, now I've invested over 10,000 hours. If you've ever read the book Outliers, you know that the 10,000 hour rule means once you've done something 10,000 hours, you are an expert. That's a lot of hours. And that's what I've done. So should you go to school? You can if it's really that important to you, but no one has ever asked me where I graduated from school. Can they see my diploma? What is my degree? No one has ever asked me that. And I think it's because they just want to know, they want to know when they meet you, can they trust you? Do you have a vision? Do you come up with great ideas? Can you cast that vision for them? And can you give them confidence in your own confidence? So that's kind of what I did. And because of that, no one ever asked me if I had a degree. So that's kind of a soapbox of mine, but I forgot what the original question was. Sorry, Juan. You don't have to go to school, but you can if you want to. How's that?
What colors would you use to create a luxury themed Christmas? From Toyota.
Oh my gosh, Toyota. What colors? I think every Christmas I've ever done has a luxury theme to it, pretty much. And so you can do anything. I think one of my 2, 3 most luxurious themes, good Lord, I've ever done on a tree. One is the white, crystal, gold, silver. That look is very, winter white, very luxurious with boa feathers and all that. That's beautiful. The second one I think is super luxurious is when I did my cobalt blue and white tree. And that was on a white tree. And it had the cobalt blue ribbons. And it was very rich. And the third one was the year that Shara got married. Remember, I painted the wall behind my sofa that dark gray color. I love that. And I had that cheetah Santa. It wasn't a cheater Santa. It was a cheetah Santa. But in that particular one, the ribbons that I had going down my tree, and that was a green tree, was the dark, rich charcoal, but the back side of it was gold lame. And then I had all those rhinestone. Remember that garland? It was rhinestone. Oh, so beautiful. Okay, we're coming down to the last few minutes, guys. Get your last questions in. Quick, quick, quick.
What height should a chandelier be placed over a bed in an 8-foot tall room? From Melissa.
I wish I could give you an exact height. I can give you a height on a chandelier over a dining room table, and that's between 30 and 36 inches above the table. Sometimes 33 to 36. It depends on the height of the people in the room, blah, 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 and the overall look. Over a bed, what I can tell you is if it extends beyond the end of the bed, then you have to think about the height of people who are going to walk under it. So obviously it's got to clear anybody that's tall. I have a son-in-law who's 6'4", so that really is kind of like, But if you're going to put your chandelier that goes over your bed above the bed, really at the foot of the bed, so that people can walk all the way around the bed and never touch their head with the chandelier, you've got more possibilities. I would do it on feel. There is no exact amount, no exact number. I'm looking right now at my bedroom here. Let me turn this around. Can you see? Is that facing? Can they see it?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my light fixture over my bed. It's a crystal Sputnik. Another way to think of it is a weapon. It looks like spears and knives and stuff. And it's crystal and silver, and I love it. It's gorgeous. And I would say my ceiling is 9 foot tall, and that drops about 2 feet. So it's probably between 6.5 and 7 feet above the floor. But it's also pretty much over my bed, not completely, because the J-box was already there and I didn't move it. But yeah, I had to think about that. And you also have to think about what is it going to, the lower it gets, the more it's going to block your view of something. So in my bedroom, my windows are there, and I don't want to block that view. So here's my windows. I put my chandelier here so that you can see the chandelier and the windows at the same time, and then the bed below that. Make sense? Okay. Do we have time for one more?
I think so. If I paint a door black, should I paint the trim black as well? From Valerie.
Yes. Door and trim black. Now, there may be times when that is not the exact right answer, and it depends on the size of the room. Here's the deal. If your door is super skinny, let's say you have a 24-inch door. I've had houses or been in houses with a 24-inch wide door. If you add the 4 inches of casement on either side, that makes your door look wider. So do you want that? If your house is a hall of doors, maybe you don't want to draw that much attention. Every single situation is different. So just remember the principle that when you paint something a color, there's the color of the door. You put your casement around it. Now that door looks a whole lot wider because you've just increased the visual of that. So you have to decide how you want it. What if you had a really wide door and it was super weird? Then I probably wouldn't do the casement. Just depends. Yeah.
I have a question. Who's your favorite daughter? Can we come over and swim? From Shara Stevens.
Ah, who's my favorite daughter? Who's my favorite daughter? Did I embarrass you enough, honey? Yeah. Get your suit on. Pool. I just checked it. I turned the heat off. It's 96 degrees. It is basically a very large jacuzzi right now. So bring the baby over. I got the floaties ready. Okay. All right, you guys, did you have fun? I know there's probably, according to my screen, nobody's even asked a question. 2,000 comments. Oh, that means I missed so many of you. You guys, I'm sorry. Leave me a comment on the actual video. Go back and watch it and tell me, did you like this format? Would you like me to do it again? Because I'm thinking I could maybe do it once a month on a week. Like on the week that the design session goes up and I don't have a video on YouTube. What do you think? We could do that, right? I want to answer all your questions, and I feel bad. I hope, okay, next time we're not going to have anything about the design sessions or the course, because I want it to be about you. Although, guys, the design sessions in the course are fabulous. Swear to God, if you're not there, you are missing out. Plus, most of your questions that you have right now have already been answered. You just have to go watch it. All right, you guys, I love you so much. Is there anything from Kat or Peter? Let's give them an applause all the way around. And leave a comment and let me know. Here, guys. High five.
We did not look
Watch
at the elbow.
I'll see you guys next time. Now, how do I turn this thing off? End live stream. Bye-bye.